this guy, the 14 Pro Max, in my pocket since it launched as my daily driver, my everyday phone, although I wouldn't be not quite the A16 beating, but still very powerful. Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chips. We have 1-inch camera sensors, up to 200 megapixel resolutions, periscope zooms, bigger batteries, faster charging, and even some fun flipping, folding form factors. Try saying that 5 times quicker. To the Android competition, the iPhone is starting to feel just a little bit boring. iOS 16 continues to have a few too many niggling bugs. The lightning port is a pain in the arse, it's one more cable for me to carry, and it's slow for transferring larger files. And really, it's the main reason I don't bother shooting ProRes, because it's so bloody hard to get off the phone. And I still don't know why I can't pause video recordings. Android phones can do it. It also still seems weird to me that on this Pro Max phone, you still can't multitask or have split screen modes. And to be honest, as someone who actually used the 13 Pro Max as their everyday phone before this, and my one could probably do with a screen replacement after it slipped out of my pocket, always use protection, boys and girls. The 14 Pro Max really isn't that much different, and subjectively, I know some people prefer the look of the 13's camera. So the iPhone is not perfect, and actually I do enjoy using my S23 Ultra more. It's more fun, there's more modes, features, camera options, multi-control and quick share software features. Samsung really is giving Apple and their ecosystem some proper competition. Got your AirPods and your iPads, plus all their software like iMessage and FaceTime and iCloud, AirDrop, Apple Tags, and their own apps as well like Apple TV, music, fitness, and their arcade games. Some of these things may not be a big deal for you. Like for me, the whole thing around wanting an iPhone for the green text bubbles with iMessage just isn't a big deal. I rarely use iMessage, it's all about WhatsApp and maybe a bit of Telegram for me. But either way, for me, overall camera system for video, than the iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max. The stabilization, the seamless transition between the lenses, ProRes, I can shoot 4K 60 with the selfie camera, and while it does lack some features, like for example, I shot almost all of my B-roll for this Tesla video recently on the iPhone. But while this isn't as versatile as say the S23 Ultra, and I love a 1-inch sensor like the latest Xiaomi's and Vivo's, the iPhone's camera is still fantastic. The dynamic range, the fast focusing, the really stable 4K 60 footage. So many creators now just use the iPhone, which I think is fantastic when I've got a £3,000 or £4,000 camera on my desk, but I leave it there and I pick up my iPhone. Number 3. Apps. This is not the night and day difference we see on tablets between the iPad and the Android rivals like the Galaxy Tab. Nonetheless, the advantage of the iPhone with its App Store compared to the fragmented Android competition with the Google Play Store is developers genuinely prioritize the iPhone. It's usually the first to get app updates or new features. And in my experience, things are genuinely for the best and most optimized app experience, the iPhone is still the better option. Although I do miss the customization and the ability to sideload and all the flexibility you get with Android. Number 4. Battery life. And I am actually working on a big 2023 flagship battery comparison video. I'm just waiting for a few more stragglers who launched later than expected, so make sure you have subscribed and stay tuned to see how this does fare against the new kids on the block. But the 14 Pro Max is still one of the best phones for battery life. And I'm usually left with about 35% by 11 PM at night when I toddle off to bed, getting around 8 hours of screen on time. And to be honest, it's the main reason I use this over the regular iPhone 14 Pro. I definitely prefer the smaller size of the 14 Pro, but the battery advantage of the Pro Max is just more important for me. And after 6 months using it every day and charging it every night, apparently I still have 100% battery health. I do wish we had faster charging, but I like MagSafe. I really like this MagSafe Duo charger pad thingy. I just bring that everywhere for my phone, my AirPods, and my Apple Watch. Plus I carry a backup MagSafe battery pack as well. But yes, I am aware how very expensive all this is. Okay, consistent, it's reliable, it looks great, and I love the rounded corners, which makes it much more comfortable to hold than, say, the S23 Ultra with its squared off edges. The alert slider is handy for quickly switching between silent and loud modes. The speakers are great, the screen gets incredibly bright, and I know not everyone loves it, but I really like the dynamic island, having little audio waveforms or updates for your Uber. It turns out you very rarely actually interact with it and press it, but as a little notification menu, it is handy. Obviously, it is quite a chunky cutout, so you do notice it when you full screen videos or if you play games, but the flip side of that is we do have best-in-class face unlocking. So yeah, it's an iPhone. It's nothing particularly exciting, nothing particularly new except the dynamic island, which is why you could say it's also a little bit boring. I would love a folding or flipping iPhone, something just a little bit different.